Hello guys and welcome to this Path to Nowhere video. Today I'm going to talk about all of the Endura champions. These are the tank champions that on base can block 2 champions each. Well, except one. I think she can only block 1. But she has something else. So let's talk about all of these and basically, are they good or are they not? Where are they best? So let's talk about the only S rank tank champion in the game. That is Demon. He was my first S rank champion. I have used him a lot now. He is insanely tanky. His base stats are insane. He can survive an insane amount of things. Of course, all Endura champions can only attack champions in the same square as themselves, so they are not going to do any damage. His ultimate ability places a huge shield on himself and 35% of his shield value on all allies behind himself. That is pretty good. That is going to be a pretty huge shield on your allies with low health, like basically doubling their health pool for 12 seconds, almost. His other passive here is that he will get a 30% of his max health shield every 20 seconds. That stays on forever until it is beaten down, basically. This last passive here is when he's lower on health, the shield he places will be higher by about 9%, and maximum effect at 20%, so 9, 18, 27, 36% increased shield, not increasing this from 28 to 60, but like by 30% of its base value, I believe. So, still increasing his shield when he's low health to help him be, keep alive. But this one here is also very good. All allies seen on the field will gain an attack increase equal to 0.5% of their shield value. Now this stacks with other people's shields if they can shield themselves or gain shield from other sources. This can gain shields from multiple sources. And if Demon's shield is higher, he will give the allies more attack. And with some crime brands, you can... yeah, the best one on basically all the blockers is probably going to be the Creed Bulwark. So he can tank 3 units instead of 2. If you want maximum tankness, damage taken is reduced by 8% for each enemy blocked. Pretty nice as well. But he can also, when he's max level or something, he can get another ability. And this ability will basically consume a lot of his health and make that a shield instead. That is pretty interesting and very good with a healer. So his shield at that point will be massive, and putting a percentage of the shield on all allies will basically boost their damage by a lot. So his base damage is, I mean, his tankiness and utility is in total really nice. He's insanely tanky. Alright, let's talk about Countess Chelsea. She can only block 1, but her ultimate ability, she summons a bear that stays on the square for 20 seconds. It has 80% of her max health, and that bear can block 2 targets. And does the same as her damage, but only one of them can assist at the same time. The big drawback is that it only lasts for 20 seconds and it costs 40 energy. So you will not be able to sustain this, but that is gonna be not a problem later on. Her passive here is actually very good. Her and her bear has a chance of petrifying enemies for 2 seconds. 12 seconds cooldown. So this is going to be a lot of crowd control. Just base crowd control randomly. That is pretty good. So yeah, crowd controlling the enemies, always cool. They get some damage reduction, and their health is automatically evened out every 4 seconds, I think. So yeah, pretty cool. So in total, they can block 3 targets. But also, if you have Bulwark, they can in total block 2 targets each, being 4 targets. But when she gets this unlocked, I think it is when you get 3 stars, I believe, you will unlock this. Now, the bear is on the battlefield forever. Oh, sorry. It will not disappear after 20 seconds. Cool. And their kitty, when that procs, restores 40% of their health and petrifies all enemies by a 3x3. That sounds insane. Their kitty, what is that again? Oh yeah, once she uses her ult again, and they're both on the screen. Okay, so this is a kind of an ultimate ability when the bear is already out there. They can CC and restore massive amounts of health. So, in my opinion, she is one of the better tank units because she can block up to 4 units and pretty decent sustain, some crowd control, a lot of utility. Really nice. Demolia, she is a really good early game tank. She can block 2 targets. She has self-healing on her ultimate ability. And for each enemy she blocks, she gains some additional healing effect. Okay, I guess. When an ally uses their ultimate, she automatically restores 4% of her max health, 3 seconds cooldown, so try to space ultimates out by 3 seconds, and that will give her some additional healing. Pretty cool. So she is able to keep herself alive and heal a lot. So this ultimate though, the crazy ability, when she is over 60% health, she can block 1 more enemy. So if you have the crime brand that gives her +1 champion, she can block. So she alone, with over 60% health, can block 4 enemies. That is really good. And she has self-heals, and if she's paired with someone that she also heals, she's almost always going to be over 60% health. So that is insane. 1 unit can block 4 enemies. Really insane for a rare champion. It's really good. KK, decent early game, but in my opinion, a pretty weak one. She gets some additional defense for 12 seconds, like 20%, like who cares? When she takes damage, the damage is, well, her defense is increased. They fix that of the 20 times, so 10% more defense about that. For each she blocks, she gains more defense. Alright, she will get a lot of defense, I guess. She will take low damage, but she needs a healer. And no crowd control, no utility, only increasing in all defense. And when she gets this, taking damage while her ultimate lasts, she gains defense as additional physical damage to enemies. Like, is that really gonna be much damage? Not really. So, not that great of a blocker in my opinion. Blocking 3 champions, gains some defense, yeah, whatever. Not bad early, but needs a healer to be able to be alive. Now, Kava. He is a new addition, I believe. He is actually very good. His ability, Protective Beacon. When he has shackled, he will instantly place this on himself at the start of the battle, I think. He can target allied sinners with this, giving them a Protective Beacon. And this Protective Beacon will heal the ally by 1% every 2 seconds. So if you upgrade this up to 2%, so basically 1% heal every second. Pretty okay heal over time. Good as an additional heal. Really good. He will eventually place it on all allies. Really interesting. Though this one, after he places Protective Beacon, all Protective Beacons activate and recovers the allied sinners with 11% health. So this will give a huge boost every time he uses this. Everyone with this will get a huge boost of health. Pretty cool. And yeah, every Protective Beacon give him some magic resistance stacking up. Okay, interesting. What does this give again? Magic resistance, alright. When he gets his tier 3, when he uses a Protective Beacon, a shockwave will spread from the target grid, immediately restoring 50% of all allies, well, 50% health from all allies within 3 by 3 squares. So this is a basically, instead of everyone healing 11%, I think it was, all allies can potentially heal 15% more. So he can, on stages where you don't need a lot of healing, but a little bit over time, he can actually be your main healer. That is very interesting, and basically, every time this is up, he can heal a single target by 26% of their health. Really cool. And he's a tank, so he can be the tank, he can be his frontline. Put this on everyone, and he can heal your entire team and himself, and yeah, he's really cool. A really good secondary healer or main healer if there's not that much healing needed. Alright, Cinnabar. He is a new addition to my team. I forget what he does. He applies a barrier over a 3x3 square, granting her allies shield based on his max health over 7 seconds and lasts 8 seconds. And look, in that duration he cannot block, and everything interrupts. Now that is the big flaw with his ability, I think. So he will give all the allies a big shield over time, but he cannot block, so he's basically nothing in that time. So I don't know about this. Before taking damage, he will gain a shield for 5 seconds. Every 25 seconds. Alright, who cares? Tiny self shield. All her allies gain a 10% shield efficiency bonus. Who cares? 5% damage reduction, not that great. Let's see here. When press a shield, when basically the 25% second cooldown, when he gets a shield, all allies win a 3x3 square, I think was on the battlefield. All allies will gain a 50% of that shield, but basically everyone will get a 6% shield based on his max health every 25 seconds. So tiny shield, rarely. So in my opinion, he's potentially one of the weakest ones. Don't get it. Some ally shielding, I guess, but yeah, not that great. Possibly decent pairing with Demon, giving some additional shields and some additional damage based on Demon's passive. Alright, the last tank champion that we have, that is Peggy. She can place a shield on herself that lasts 9 seconds. Compared to Demolia, I think this is just weak. Why would I get a shield when I could just heal instead? And when the shield is active, she will heal 1% of her own health per second. So it lasts 9 seconds, so she'll heal 9% health, unless she gets the shield gets hit away, then she doesn't heal. What the hell? When she hits an enemy, she has a chance of getting a shield equal to 10% of her max health for 5 seconds, 50 seconds cooldown, even more self-shield. Yeah, just compared to everyone else, this feels absolute trash. And she no longer attacks while under a sound barrier. Instead, she emits a jamming sound wave upon all. A 3x3 square, and they are reducing attack speed by 12%. That's it. She doesn't attack, but reducing attack speed by 12%. This can go up to 20%. That's the only supportive thing she can ever have. And she gains self shields. Self shields doesn't help if you are tanking a lot of enemies. Really, you are gonna get the shield, boom, wow, crazy, and a tiny heal. She is one of the worst ones, in my opinion. Absolute trash. So overall, KK and Peggy, really weak. Cinnabar, pretty weak, in my opinion, as well. Demolia, really good self-sustaining tank. A lot of heals, self-heals, pretty good. Kawakawa basically heals your team over time, and yeah, in my opinion, really good as is a support healer and shield tank. Yeah, really great. Chelsea can block up to 4 targets. I mean, yeah, Demolia could also block up to 4 targets. Incredible tank. Counter Chelsea can block up to 4 targets, and she has a bunch of crowd control with this. Damage reduction on herself and the bear. Really good, and a lot of utility. And of course, Demon, really tanky. Can give your team some damage, some shields. Overall, really good. So, yeah, that's basically what I think about all of these. Please give Peggy and KK a buff, and Cinnabar, since he has an epic, he deserves to be better than this, in my opinion. It just feels lackluster. I haven't tried him myself, but these shields doesn't sound good, and he cannot block. Just remove that, alright? Remove that he cannot block, then maybe he's usable. Alright, that is gonna be it. I will do more videos like this and going through all of the classes here and who are the best ones in the classes. So yeah, this was the Endura, the tanky ones. Of course, having tanks is gonna be very important in this game. And yeah, some stages you can even use 2 tanks because they're just overwhelming amount of enemies. And yeah. Anyways, that's gonna be what is best. And yeah, the best crime brand is probably the Bulwark +1 target that they can block. Always insane on tanks. Or some other utility stuff, or if they're missing tankiness, then going in the Bulwark, think reducing damage taken for each enemy blocked. 8, 16, 24 with some of them can block, like the Mola can block 4 targets, so she can get a 32% damage reduction. Almost better than KK with all of her skills. Imagine that. Yeah, that's gonna be it. Leave likes, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.